Eddie Nketiah has gone ahead to obviously hail Gabriel Jesus for what he has gone ahead to become, and obviously we all know that ever since Gabriel Jesus came in at Arsenal, Eddie Nketiah is a different kind of player altogether. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Let's see close to 400 likes smash on this video, and guys, continue to subscribe because we recently hit 17,000 subscribers. It was a very huge milestone reached because of you guys, and it's you who made it possible. We thank God for the gift of life, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Lau Fikum. So you guys are really doing great. We started off late because we had power problems in our country. Since morning power has been off, it returned in the evening. I threw in one video and I'm going to throw in this one. Then I think we are obviously going to close it up with a live stream that we are going to talk about football for the next 1 hour. So after Nketiah coming out and obviously telling us what he thinks about Gabriel Jesus, even Gary Never's gone ahead and revealed to us, if at all he were Mikel Arteta, who would he start ahead of the other? And that's going to be another interesting topic altogether. And lastly, we are going to obviously sum up this with only a story coming in from Brentford concerning David Raya permission to obviously take part in a competition that Arsenal is going to face Brentford. Not so? All right, let's get this rolling. Now, today, Eddie Nketiah has been at the England national team. Has been at the English national team, and he had a press conference donned into the England jerseys, and he said the following on Gabriel Jesus. He said, "Gabriel is a fantastic player and a great guy off the pitch, so we got on really well. It's nice to be competing with him. It will only do good things for myself and for him. We both want to do the same things and help the team." That's what Nketiah said about Gabriel Jesus. He also went ahead and said, "We push each other in training. It's healthy and friendly competition. We have a good relationship and we support each other." That's what Nketiah had to say. So I think this is where Arteta gets it right. You know, sometimes it would have been a toxic environment at Arsenal if at all Arteta was not a good manager, because Eddie Nketiah was convinced to stay at Arsenal. Remember, his contract had really run down and they promised him regular football, and the only minutes he got last season was when Jesus was injured and coming off the field of play. So we expected it that maybe would have gone ahead to knock on the door of Arteta and obviously tell him that, please, I want to start. You told me that I'm obviously going to be pivotal into your team, but I'm not. So it looks like Arteta's gone ahead to find a solution for these problems, and has gone ahead to sit down Eddie Nketiah and convince him. And one of the things that Arteta should be hailed for doing is letting Balogun go, because I don't think Balogun has the patience of Eddie Nketiah. That is it. He doesn't have the patience of Eddie Nketiah, because Nketiah has been all patient. And good enough to him, Jesus got an injury and couldn't start the games of the season. You all know that. And Jesus found himself in a position of not being able to play against Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace. I think those are the two games he missed out. He came on the game of Fulham and played the game of Manchester United. Not so? Because Arsenal have gone ahead to play 4 games this season. Yeah, they've gone ahead to play 4 games this season. So it shows you that Eddie Nketiah has gone ahead to obviously consolidate himself with the team of Arsenal by scoring 2 goals and putting up 1 assist in 3 games. What an output for the player of Eddie Nketiah, and he's all sending the hails to one player, that is Gabriel Jesus. Because we remember that last season when Jesus was out for 3 months, Nketiah told us that Jesus kept telling him what to do, because Jesus is a more experienced player than Eddie Nketiah, though they are almost in the same age bracket. But Jesus is a more experienced player than Eddie Nketiah, and he used to tell him that you drift off like this, you obviously do like this, and obviously turn things off like that. And if at all you watch that goal against Nottingham Forest that he scored, that opened up the score tally of Arsenal, he was almost like Gabriel Jesus. The way he burst into space, took off the first defender and shot. It shows you that those are runs that Jesus is trying to teach him and obviously show him how he can obviously thrive and obviously become a better player on the football. So Eddie Nketiah is going ahead to give Gabriel Jesus his flowers, and obviously he is really a striker that comes in through to obviously complement him. And I think this atmosphere is good at Arsenal, and we might say this time round Arsenal having two centre forwards who really scored 20 goals this season. While they are playing the Champions League, they are playing the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and the Premier League. And if Arsenal increase on the creativity of their midfielders to really create more supply for the forwards, then Arsenal is obviously going to see these players like Jesus and Nketiah really score very many goals. And I want to see Jesus and Nketiah creating or really getting in more and more chances from Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, Declan Rice, and Kai Havertz, because that's their primary job. Now, the big one came in through when Gary Neville was addressing Sky Sports after the game of United that we saw. I say we saw, me, a United fan, lose to Arsenal by 3-1, and Gary Neville was posed a question that really looked tricky on the day. Gary Neville, who he would start, in the next game of Arsenal, he said, look, I would still put Jesus in front of Nketiah just purely because of his experience. I thought when he came on, Jesus was dangerous. I think Eddie Nketiah, when he came in for Jesus last season, he did really well. Arteta has given Eddie Nketiah confidence. He's given him belief because he selected him and kept him in the team in front of Jesus. So that's really good for the Arsenal manager, but Jesus probably is still the dominant force. That is it. So Gary Neville saying this about Eddie Nketiah is really right, because Eddie Nketiah is not the kind of player that you'd obviously start in ahead of Gabriel Jesus. That is it, because Jesus offers a lot. You see, that Arsenal side, when it's not having Jesus, it doesn't score many goals like it has when they're having Jesus. Why? Because Jesus makes all players playing around him better. That is Gabriel Jesus for you. He makes players that play around him really look better and better and better. So I think he obviously takes off the job from the midfielders and obviously tries to create spaces for them to thrive. That's why you should eat that when Jesus is on, Martinelli and Bukayo Saka score lots of goals, because he creates spaces and he reduces the numbers of the defenders or of the bodies of the opponents in the final third, because he's good at doing that. He presses very well and he makes them play better. That's why I tell you that he obviously substitutes himself into a role of being the creator. He runs left, right, and center. He has that capability to obviously take off players and obviously twist them left and do the twist and turning, the chop ins, the chop backs. That is Gabriel Jesus for you, and he brings in a different art altogether for this beautiful team of Arsenal. And so to me, I believe I back Gary Neville for obviously choosing him over Eddie Nketiah. And we all know that if Jesus is 100% fit, there is no way Eddie Nketiah is obviously going to come in through and obviously play ahead of him. Starting one game and putting in one goal against Man United is really a very huge statement from the man Gabriel Jesus. So that's what we had for you as far as Eddie Nketiah is really concerned. And now your thoughts are welcome in the comment section below about Eddie Nketiah giving Gabriel Jesus his flowers, and what do you make about Gary Neville saying that he would pick Jesus ahead of Eddie Nketiah on any day. And it's up to you. Who would you pick ahead of the other onto that day? Now, lastly, let's talk about a confirmation coming in from Brighton. Remember, Arsenal has been drawn with Brentford in the third round of the Carabao Cup, and this is what we've gone ahead to get as a confirmation from Tom Cantona, is an Arsenal writer for Football London. Yeah, so that's that Arsenal received permission from Brentford for David Raya to feature in the Carabao Cup clash against his parent club. I'm told the Carabao Cup rule require the Gunners to get permission before getting the all clear, which they have. So we all know that this could not go any other way apart from Arsenal's way, because Brentford have a clause, though it's not mandatory, for Arsenal to buy David Raya for £27 million. That is it. So what does that mean? It means that they need to obviously put him into action to play, such that Arsenal are convinced to pay that money and obviously deliver him sorry about that, and obviously deliver him at the Emirates permanently. So that is it, and that game is going to be played on the 26th. That is it, 26th, meaning that we're going to play 2 games. Arsenal is going to be playing in the Premier League against Everton, then they play in the midweek against PSV and Heaven, then in the weekend they play against Bournemouth, then after Bournemouth they'll have to play on the 26th of this month against that Brentford side. So guys, your thoughts onto that are welcome in the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and may the living true God bless you abundantly. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Lau Fikum. Rokani David remains my name. Don't forget to subscribe. Here I leave you, those who are going to bed, good night. Those are waiting for the live video. We are going to come in through and obviously drop it in, and we are going to interact together. Bye bye.